Hello and welcome to another session of Karen's Colours. I'm Dr. Karen and these are my colour conversations. In this session, we'll be examining another one of those monthly readings for your birthday month. So let me firstly welcome those of you who've been following this series. And if you're new here, you're also welcome. And if you like what you hear, you might like to subscribe. It's free. This month, because I can, I've decided to add some oracle cards, and the ones I've chosen for this month are Doreen Virtue's Life Purpose. Might not apply to everybody, but these are general readings, and so if you take what resonates with you, maybe come back another time and listen if it doesn't quite click straight away. Anyway, enjoy. This is a reading for people born in the month of December for June 2025. Before we begin, we'll choose an oracle card. And we'll place that card here. And it will bring some form of final statement to the reading. Let's look at a colour reading for people born in the month of December for June 2025. Right. The energy that you bring with you into the month is white on blue. By the middle of the month, you've gone to black on orange. And the end of the month is orange on blue. And the underlying energy is black on black. Right, we have three colours that have repeated. Blue is the need or drive of the energy that you bring with you into the month. It's also the need or drive of the energy with which you leave the month. Orange occurs as the need or drive in the middle of the month and as the action at the end of the month. And the one colour that appears three times is black, as the action in the middle of the month and also as both the need or drive and the activity in the underlying energy. Now, black on black, as one of the 12 cards that is the same colour top and bottom, brings with it a warning. And that warning is always that there is a restriction in the activity that can come out of a particular drive or motivation. Unlike these cards here, these combinations, where one drive will create a totally different form of action, this does not enable a change. There is black as the driver and there is black as the action. This card also, being the underlying energy, has an effect on every other colour combination that appears throughout the month. So what does it mean? Well, black on black is withdrawal, it's depression, it's your psychic self, that the psychic self is probably the most predominant part of the reading. Black is asking you internally to withdraw, to get away from whatever it is out there in the real world that has been impinging upon you. And there have been lots of things, because black, like white, contains all of the colours in it in some way. It's just that we can't see them. So withdrawing from everything in the world allows you time out. In the real world, that time out is giving you time for other sorts of practices that encourage that time out feeling. Meditation, a retreat, maybe even just simply praying. All of those activities are associated with getting into some sort of communion with your inner self or with whatever you regard as being spirit. So that energy of being spiritual, retreating so that you can enhance that spirituality, has an effect on everything else that you're doing throughout the month. To come into the month, you are arriving with this blue internally, a need for everything to settle down, for peace, for stability, for understanding, for organization, for letting the status quo take place. In the real world, it's chaos. And that chaos causes you to have to look elsewhere, look in other directions for whatever it is that will make some sort of understanding and organization happen internally. White on blue is associated with the tarot card called the Hanged Man. It's the voluntary sacrifice. You know that things have to be done, you know how to do them, and you know that you are the one that is responsible for doing those things. In the real world, whatever comes at you, you have to manage. You're doing this stuff here, these things that keep the status quo going, in order to satisfy that feeling within yourself of what you should be doing for the greater good. When we get to the middle of the month, we find ourselves with orange as the internal drive. Now, orange and blue are opposites on the color wheel. So you've swung from total organization to total chaos. Here, we need to increase organization. Here, we need to overcome that chaos. And in the real world, what's happening is that doom and gloom seems to pervade. There's no getting away from it. When you have black and orange together, there is always a sense of some sort of overwhelming crisis that is threatening to completely obliterate you. Remember, this is also happening on a mental level. It may not necessarily be a physical thing, but certainly there are what appear to be insurmountable challenges here that you are being forced into considering as a way of survival. With this energy at the middle of the month, there is a likelihood that you might succumb to some form of illness. But it is also survivable. And it all comes down to what your own attitude is towards how confident you can be about creating that survival mechanism within yourself. By the end of the month, we're back to the blue internally. But now, instead of dealing with every issue, you're only dealing with those issues that are specifically responding to your abilities to survive. Orange and blue, opposites on the color wheel. Only now, as being in the same combination, it means that you are vacillating between need for peace and quiet and the ability to overcome crisis. Moving between organization and chaos is never comfortable, but it is able to be overcome because of this potential psychic ability here. But if you simply allow yourself to have access to spirit through this underlying energy, then not only is all of this chaos survivable, but it can in fact end up being something that enables you to move forward with confidence and also with a great deal of understanding of why it is that life has been so chaotic and how you can avoid that chaos in the future. So let's have a look at what is missing to see if we can find some solutions. Well, we have black, we have white. There's no red or yellow or green, but you do have blue. There's no brown. You have orange. There is no grey. There's no purple. There is no pink. And there is no cyan. We have here 4 skills that are in full use throughout the month of June. What is missing are all of these skills which are associated with everyday life in a way that is totally different to the way in which you're engaging with it back here. Cyan, for example, is all about bliss and peace and harmony and contentment. Pink is about love and the giving and receiving of assistance. Green is about values, it's about opportunities, it's about change and growth. Purple is also about change, only this time it's change for healing. It's also about catastrophe too. Purple is both destructive and creative. Grey is about dealing with uncertainty and confusion and seeing things from every angle rather than just simply the standard perspectives that are garnered from this black and white thinking that occurs back here. Yellow is all about happiness and overcoming anxieties and fears. Red is about being able to assert yourself in a way that allows you to make the rules within your own life to dominate your existence. And brown is about setting goals and developing the practical skills that are necessary for you to be able to move forward. So I suggest to you that you take whichever of those colours is the most appealing, and then the one that is least appealing, and incorporate that into your life in some way. Because those two colours will change the way in which your attitude forms your reaction to this black on black. Let's have a look at the oracle card to see what it has to offer us. And once again, it's about teaching. It says, you inspire young people to learn. Black on black is learning to deal with spirit. It's certainly a very interesting card to come out on this reading. So that's it for your birthday month for the month of June 2025. I hope you've gotten something out of this reading that is of benefit to you. And if you follow along with the advice given, maybe, just maybe, your month of June will turn out to be far more wonderful than you expected. In the meantime, may the colours of your life bring you joy, happiness, and all of those wonderful things that you want for yourself. Until next time, bye.